Did you know that common kitchen spices like turmeric and cinnamon may protect your brain as powerfully as certain supplements? New studies reveal that specific herbs and vitamins can preserve memory and slow cognitive aging, if used consistently. On Wellness 60 to 100, we reveal the top 10 brain-protective spices and vitamins every adult over 60 should be using now to stay sharp, focused, and mentally independent for life. In today's video from Wellness 60 to 100, we'll explore 10 powerful spices and vitamins scientifically proven to protect aging brains and support lifelong memory recall. Whether you're already noticing slips or simply want to stay sharp into your 70s and beyond, these natural ingredients can make a measurable difference. Watch to the end for expert back tips on how to use them daily. I'm Dr. Emily Carter, geriatric specialist focused on helping adults over 60 preserve memory through evidence-based nutrition. If you care about staying mentally sharp as you age, be sure to subscribe to Wellness 60 to 100 and turn on the bell for weekly insights into brain-protective foods and supplements. The human brain begins to show subtle signs of structural and chemical change as early as age 50. These shifts, like reduced neurotransmitter production, increased oxidative stress, and inflammation, can slowly impair memory recall and learning speed. But emerging research in neuronutrition shows that certain vitamins and culinary spices may slow or even reverse these changes, especially when used consistently over time. Key to this protective effect is the way these compounds interact with brain-specific pathways. Spices like turmeric, for example, contain curcumin, a compound that crosses the blood-brain barrier and reduces inflammation in the hippocampus, the brain's memory center. Curcumin has also been shown to stimulate BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, a protein that supports the growth of new brain cells and synaptic connections. In clinical trials, seniors who consumed curcumin regularly scored higher on memory tasks and showed improved mood and attention. Meanwhile, vitamins like B12, D, and E play essential roles in maintaining the integrity of neurons. B12 is vital for myelin formation, the insulation that allows fast, accurate nerve communication. Vitamin D helps regulate calcium balance in neurons, while vitamin E acts as a powerful antioxidant, protecting against age-related oxidative damage that can erode memory centers. Spices also stimulate digestion and enhance nutrient absorption, which is critical in older adults whose gut function may be less efficient. Compounds like gingerol and ginger, and cinnamaldehyde and cinnamon help improve circulation, reduce insulin resistance, and lower brain fog associated with fluctuating blood sugar. What makes these nutrients even more impactful is their synergistic effect. When consumed together, many of these spices and vitamins enhance one another's absorption and action in the brain. For example, curcumin is much more bioavailable when combined with black pepper, thanks to piperine, and vitamin D helps improve the uptake of magnesium and B vitamins, critical for neurotransmitter synthesis. The best part? These protective agents are found in everyday foods, no exotic powders or expensive supplements required. In the following sections, we'll dive into the specific spices and vitamins you should prioritize, and how to weave them into your meals for lasting memory protection. The first, and arguably most researched, brain-protective spice is turmeric, thanks to its active compound curcumin. Curcumin's claim to fame is its rare ability to cross the blood-brain barrier, allowing it to act directly on neurons and glial cells. Once inside, it tackles two major drivers of age-related memory loss: chronic inflammation and oxidative stress. How curcumin protects memory circuits. 1. Anti-inflammatory power. Curcumin downregulates NF-kappa B, a transcription factor that triggers inflammatory pathways in the hippocampus. Lower inflammation preserves synaptic plasticity, the brain's capacity to form new memories. 2. Antioxidant shield. It scavenges free radicals and boosts endogenous antioxidants like glutathione, safeguarding neuronal membranes from lipid peroxidation. 3. BDNF stimulation. Multiple studies show curcumin elevates levels of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, a protein crucial for the growth and survival of new neurons. Higher BDNF correlates with better recall and learning speed in older adults. Clinical evidence. A 2022 randomized trial in American Journal of Geriatric Psychiatry followed adults aged 60 to 75 who consumed 180 milligrams of curcumin twice daily. After 18 months, participants demonstrated a 28% improvement in verbal memory and significant reductions in amyloid plaque accumulation on PET scans compared with placebo. Practical dosing and absorption. Curcumin on its own has poor bioavailability. However, pairing turmeric with black pepper supplies piperine, which increases absorption by up to 2,000%. Aim for 1/2 teaspoon of ground turmeric plus a pinch of black pepper daily, or take a standardized curcumin piperine supplement, around 500 mg curcumin, 5 mg piperine, if advised by your physician. Culinary integration for seniors. Golden oatmeal, stir turmeric, black pepper, and cinnamon into morning oats. Top with walnuts, vitamin E, for an antioxidant combo. Turmeric lentil soup, simmer red lentils with turmeric, garlic, ginger, and carrots. Finish with a squeeze of lemon for vitamin C to further bolster curcumin's effects. Golden milk, warm unsweetened almond milk with turmeric, pepper, and a touch of honey, an evening ritual shown to improve sleep quality and nighttime memory consolidation. Safety tips. Turmeric is generally safe, but high supplemental doses may thin blood or interfere with gallbladder conditions. If you're on anticoagulants, consult your doctor before adding concentrated curcumin capsules. By consistently including turmeric in daily meals, older adults create a nutritive environment that preserves hippocampal volume, maintains synaptic agility, and supports lifelong recall. Ready for the next brain-boosting spice? Second on our list is fragrant cinnamon, treasured not only for its warmth and sweetness but also for its potent neuroprotective compound cinnamaldehyde. Research shows that regular cinnamon intake can stabilize blood glucose, reduce oxidative stress, and enhance synaptic plasticity, 3 factors tightly linked to clearer thinking and stronger memory in older adults. Why blood sugar matters for memory. The brain relies on a steady glucose supply. Spikes and crashes, common in adults with insulin resistance, starve neurons of energy, impairing recall and concentration. Cinnamon improves insulin sensitivity by activating insulin receptor kinase and inhibiting phosphatase, allowing cells to use glucose more efficiently. A 2021 study in nutritional neuroscience demonstrated that seniors who consumed 1 gram of cinnamon daily for 12 weeks improved working memory scores by 11% compared with placebo, alongside better fasting glucose levels. Direct antioxidant action. Cinnamaldehyde increases levels of superoxide dismutase and catalase, enzymes that neutralize free radicals responsible for neuronal DNA damage. By lowering oxidative stress in the prefrontal cortex, the brain's executive center, cinnamon helps sustain decision-making and word recall speed well into later decades. Neurogenesis boost. In animal models, cinnamon metabolites convert to sodium benzoate in the liver, which crosses the blood-brain barrier and triggers nerve growth factor, NGF, production. NGF supports the survival of cholinergic neurons integral to memory formation. While human studies are ongoing, preliminary findings suggest similar pathways may exist in people. Daily use and pairing tips. Breakfast upgrade. Sprinkle 1/2 teaspoon of true Ceylon cinnamon over steel-cut oats or Greek yogurt to control morning glucose spikes and start the day with a cognition lift. Coffee enhancer. Stir 1/4 teaspoon into black coffee. The polyphenol temper caffeine's jittery edge and prolong mental stamina. Savory twist. Add cinnamon sticks to slow-cooked stews with lean beef or lentils. Combining cinnamon with protein and healthy fat moderates post-meal glycemic response. Selecting the right variety. Choose Ceylon, true, cinnamon rather than the more common cassia when possible. Cassia is safe in small culinary amounts, but higher doses may introduce excessive coumarin, which can strain the liver. Ceylon contains negligible coumarin while delivering comparable flavor and cognitive benefits. Safety considerations. Up to 1 teaspoon is almost equal to 2.5 g daily of Ceylon cinnamon is generally regarded as safe for older adults. Those on diabetes medication should monitor blood sugar closely to avoid hypoglycemia when adding cinnamon regularly. By weaving cinnamon into daily meals and beverages, seniors can stabilize energy flow to the brain, dampen oxidative stress, and reinforce memory circuits, laying another flavorful brick in the foundation of lifelong recall. The third essential memory-preserving nutrient is vitamin B12, also known as cobalamin. As we age, our ability to absorb this vital nutrient diminishes significantly, yet B12 plays a central role in protecting memory circuits, preventing cognitive slowdown, and reducing brain shrinkage. In fact, long-term B12 deficiency is one of the most overlooked yet reversible causes of memory loss in adults over 60. B12 is required for the formation and maintenance of the myelin sheath, the protective layer surrounding nerve fibers in the brain and spinal cord. Without sufficient B12, these insulating layers begin to degrade, leading to slower nerve conduction, misfiring of memory-related neurons, and eventual structural damage in areas like the hippocampus and prefrontal cortex. These regions are critical for recall, learning, and verbal fluency. In a landmark 2020 study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, adults with low normal B12 levels showed greater brain volume loss and performed significantly worse on memory and reasoning tasks than those with optimal levels, even when other nutrients were adequate. Notably, those who increased their B12 intake through food or supplements saw stabilization in brain atrophy over a 2-year follow-up. B12 is found almost exclusively in animal-based foods, with the highest concentrations in clams, beef liver, sardines, eggs, and dairy. For older adults, one of the most accessible sources is wild-caught salmon. Just a 3-ounce portion provides over 80% of the daily requirement. Egg yolks also offer a modest but bioavailable source, especially when consumed with leafy greens or whole grains. Because absorption relies on intrinsic factor in the stomach, a compound that often declines with age, many seniors may require higher dietary intake or supplementation. Sublingual B12 tablets or B12 fortified foods, such as nutritional yeast, can help bridge the gap, particularly for those with digestive disorders or taking acid-suppressing medications. Recommended daily intake for adults over 50 is 2.4 mg, but many benefit from slightly higher levels through food or gentle supplementation. B12 is water-soluble and considered safe in higher doses. In the next section, we'll explore a fragrant root with centuries of medicinal history, one that not only aids digestion but also enhances circulation to the brain and sharpens mental clarity: ginger. The fourth powerhouse on our brain protective list is ginger, a spice renowned for its digestive benefits, but increasingly recognized for its neuroprotective and memory-enhancing properties. The active compound gingerol gives ginger its sharp flavor and delivers a suite of cognitive advantages, particularly for older adults concerned with mental clarity, attention, and long-term recall. Gingerol exerts potent anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects, especially in the brain's prefrontal cortex and hippocampus, regions responsible for executive function and memory formation. Chronic inflammation in these areas can accelerate cognitive decline, even in those with otherwise healthy lifestyles. Gingerol helps by inhibiting pro-inflammatory cytokines like TNF-alpha and interleukin-6, which are often elevated in the aging brain and linked to memory impairment. Ginger also boosts cerebral blood flow, which is essential for delivering oxygen and nutrients to brain cells. Enhanced circulation supports faster thinking, better verbal fluency, and improved reaction time, factors often diminished by poor vascular health in seniors. A 2022 randomized clinical trial published in Phytotherapy Research found that women aged 60 to 75 who consumed 800 milligrams of ginger extract daily for 8 weeks showed significant improvement in working memory, attention, and processing speed compared to placebo. For everyday use, ginger is easy to incorporate. Ginger tea. Steep 4 to 6 thin slices of fresh ginger in hot water for 10 minutes. Add lemon or honey for taste. This soothing tea supports brain function and digestion. Stir-fry enhancer. Grate fresh ginger into vegetable or lean protein stir-fries to infuse meals with flavor and functional brain support. Morning smoothie boost. Blend a half-inch knob of peeled ginger into green smoothies with spinach, banana, and chia seeds for an anti-inflammatory kick. Prefer dried ginger? You can sprinkle it into oatmeal, soups, or baked goods, though the fresh root contains higher concentrations of gingerol. For therapeutic effects, consider using both forms. Aim to include 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of fresh grated ginger, or 1 to 2 grams of dried ginger daily. It's generally safe, though those on blood thinners should consult a doctor before using ginger in high amounts due to its mild anticoagulant effect. Ginger offers more than spice. It enhances circulation, reduces oxidative brain damage, and supports the clarity and speed that define lifelong recall. Next on our brain protective list is vitamin E, a fat-soluble antioxidant that plays a critical role in preserving neuronal structure, cognitive performance, and long-term memory. As we age, oxidative damage increases in the brain, particularly in the hippocampus and cortex, where it gradually impairs memory formation and neuroplasticity. Vitamin E, especially in its natural forms of tocopherols and tocotrienols, helps neutralize these free radicals, protecting brain cell membranes and supporting synaptic health. Vitamin E doesn't work alone. It enhances the stability of other brain protective compounds like DHA, prevents lipid peroxidation in neuron membranes, and slows the progression of mild cognitive impairment, MCI, into full-blown dementia. A major study published in JAMA Neurology followed older adults diagnosed with MCI and found that those receiving high-dose vitamin E supplementation experienced slower cognitive and functional decline over 2 years compared to placebo. However, balance is key. Extremely high-dose synthetic vitamin E supplements, often above 400 IU/day, may have adverse effects. Instead, the best approach is to consume vitamin E through whole food sources rich in natural tocopherols and paired with healthy fats to aid absorption. Top food sources of vitamin E for older adults include sunflower seeds. Just 1 ounce provides nearly 7.5 milligrams of alpha-tocopherol, half the daily recommended intake. Almonds. A small handful offers vitamin E plus magnesium and plant-based protein. Avocados. Rich in monounsaturated fat and vitamin E, they enhance absorption of carotenoids and support vascular health. Spinach and Swiss chard. Leafy greens deliver vitamin E with bonus folate and fiber for gut-brain synergy. To support lifelong recall, aim to consume 15 milligrams of vitamin E per day from a mix of seeds, nuts, and greens. Combine these with a source of healthy fat, like olive oil, eggs, or salmon, for optimal absorption. For example, toss spinach with sliced almonds and avocado oil as a memory-boosting lunch salad. Vitamin E's antioxidant power goes beyond short-term protection. By shielding neurons from chronic oxidative stress, it preserves mental clarity, verbal fluency, and learning capacity into the later decades of life. In the next section, we'll turn to a spice that's as fragrant as it is functional: rosemary, long associated with memory in both ancient tradition and modern science. The sixth memory protective ingredient on our list is the aromatic herb rosemary, celebrated for centuries in traditional medicine for its association with mental clarity and focus. Science is now catching up, confirming that rosemary contains powerful bioactive compounds, especially rosmarinic acid and 1,8-cineol, that directly influence brain function, neurotransmission, and recall. Rosmarinic acid acts as a natural antioxidant and anti-inflammatory, protecting neurons from free radical damage while modulating enzymes linked to acetylcholine breakdown. Acetylcholine is the neurotransmitter responsible for encoding and retrieving memories. When levels drop with age, seniors often experience tip of the tongue moments or slower recall. By inhibiting acetylcholinesterase, the enzyme that degrades acetylcholine, rosemary helps preserve this essential chemical messenger in the aging brain. A notable study published in Therapeutic Advances in Psychopharmacology showed that participants exposed to rosemary essential oil aroma during memory tasks had significantly improved performance and alertness, likely due to 1,8-cineol's impact on brain wave activity and mood. Meanwhile, oral consumption of rosemary has been linked to enhanced working memory and processing speed, particularly in adults over 60. Practical uses of rosemary in daily meals. Herbal roast potatoes or carrots. Toss with olive oil, fresh chopped rosemary, and garlic for a flavorful memory-supportive side dish. Egg or frittata topping. Sprinkle dried rosemary over scrambled eggs or baked vegetable frittatas to complement choline and vitamin B12 for multi-targeted brain support. Infused olive oil. Add a sprig of fresh rosemary to a bottle of olive oil and use it for salad dressings or light sautéing, combining antioxidant fats with herbal cognitive protectors. Dosage and safety. While rosemary is safe in culinary doses, concentrated supplements or essential oils should be used with caution. For memory benefits, even 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of dried rosemary or 1 to 2 grams of fresh rosemary daily is sufficient. When using essential oils for aromatherapy, diffuse gently. Prolonged or intense inhalation is not necessary and may irritate the respiratory system. Incorporating rosemary into your routine is more than a flavor choice. It's a subtle but consistent strategy to protect your neurotransmitters, boost focus, and strengthen the brain's ability to retain and recall. In the next section, we'll uncover a lesser-known but mighty vitamin that works behind the scenes to regulate brain signaling and enhance nutrient synergy: magnesium. Magnesium is one of the most underrated brain protective minerals, yet it plays a vital role in more than 300 enzymatic reactions in the body, many of them directly affecting brain health. For older adults aiming to maintain strong memory recall, magnesium is essential for supporting neurotransmitter balance, reducing brain inflammation, and even strengthening synaptic plasticity, which is crucial for learning and long-term memory storage. At the cellular level, magnesium regulates calcium flow into neurons, preventing overexcitation that can lead to neuron damage and memory loss. Without adequate magnesium, the NMDA receptors, responsible for synaptic signaling and memory consolidation, become overstimulated, contributing to neuronal stress and accelerated brain aging. A 2020 study published in Nutrients found that adults over 60 with higher magnesium intake had significantly better working memory and processing speed, as well as reduced markers of neuroinflammation. The study also highlighted that magnesium deficiency was associated with higher risk of mild cognitive impairment, especially in women over 65. Food sources of magnesium are abundant and easy to integrate. Top brain-supportive options include pumpkin seeds. Just 1 ounce delivers nearly 40% of your daily magnesium needs. Spinach and Swiss chard. A cup of cooked greens provides about 150 milligrams. Avocados. A whole avocado offers about 60 milligrams and healthy fats to aid absorption. Black beans. Half a cup adds another 60 to 80 milligrams and valuable fiber. For those who struggle with sleep or stress, magnesium glycinate or citrate supplements are well tolerated and highly bioavailable. These forms are especially useful for older adults with digestive issues, as magnesium oxide, the cheaper alternative, is poorly absorbed. Aim for 350 to 420 milligrams of magnesium daily, depending on age and sex. Pairing magnesium-rich foods with vitamin D and B6 can improve uptake and utilization, so combining avocado, greens, and eggs in a single meal is a smart brain strategy. Culinary tips. Add pumpkin seeds to oatmeal or yogurt. Use sautéed spinach as a base for scrambled eggs. Make black bean and avocado wraps on whole grain tortillas for a magnesium-rich lunch. By consistently hitting magnesium targets through food and thoughtful supplementation, older adults can reduce neuroinflammation, improve sleep quality, and reinforce the neurological flexibility needed for lifelong memory recall. Sage isn't just a fragrant herb for holiday stuffing. It's a powerful memory enhancer backed by both ancient tradition and modern science. Known for centuries as a thinker's herb, sage contains unique compounds like rosmarinic acid, cineol, and flavonoids that positively affect brain chemistry, particularly in areas tied to attention, recall, and mood. What sets sage apart is its ability to inhibit the breakdown of acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter most closely linked to learning and memory. As we age, acetylcholine naturally declines, leading to slower thinking, difficulty with word retrieval, and less flexible memory recall. Sage's active compounds act as natural acetylcholinesterase inhibitors, preventing this decline and preserving cognitive performance. A notable 2018 study published in Pharmacological Biochemical Behavior showed that adults aged 60 and older who consumed sage extract daily for 4 weeks had significant improvements in memory, verbal reasoning, and attention span compared to placebo. EEG scans confirmed that sage enhanced brain wave patterns associated with focus and alertness. Sage also contains antioxidants that reduce neuroinflammation and protect hippocampal neurons from oxidative damage. Its polyphenols support vascular health and cerebral circulation, which is essential for maintaining clear thinking in later life. How to use sage daily. Culinary. Add a pinch of dried sage to roasted root vegetables, poultry dishes, or lentil stews. Its earthy, slightly peppery flavor pairs beautifully with savory meals. Tea. Steep 1 teaspoon of dried sage leaves in hot water for 5 to 7 minutes. Add honey and lemon if desired. Sage tea can be a calming ritual before mentally demanding tasks or in the evening to promote clarity. Infused oils. Create a sage-infused olive oil for drizzling over salads or steamed greens, combining healthy fats with cognitive supportive phytonutrients. Dosage-wise, 1 teaspoon of dried culinary sage or 1 to 2 fresh leaves per day is enough to offer benefits. For concentrated effects, standardized sage extract supplements, typically 300 to 600 milligrams, are available, but should be used under supervision if you're taking medications that also affect acetylcholine levels. With its brain-calming yet stimulating effects, sage acts as a natural cognitive tonic, especially when used consistently alongside other memory-supportive herbs and vitamins. Up next, we'll highlight a sunshine-dependent vitamin that most seniors are missing, yet it's key to protecting long-term brain volume: vitamin D. Vitamin D, often called the sunshine vitamin, is best known for supporting bone health, but its role in brain function and memory preservation is just as vital. As adults age, declining vitamin D levels are increasingly linked to faster cognitive decline, reduced hippocampal volume, and heightened dementia risk. Yet studies show that over 70% of older adults in the US are either insufficient or deficient in this crucial nutrient. Vitamin D receptors are widely distributed in the brain, especially in the hippocampus and prefrontal cortex, areas essential for memory formation and executive function. Vitamin D helps regulate neurotrophic factors like NGF and BDNF, which promote neuron survival, synaptic strength, and new brain cell growth. It also modulates calcium signaling, preventing excitotoxicity, a damaging process where overactive neurons become unstable and die off. A 2023 study in neurology followed over 1,500 seniors for 6 years and found that participants with optimal vitamin D levels had 40% slower cognitive decline compared to those with deficiencies. Additionally, MRI scans showed greater gray matter density and fewer signs of brain atrophy in vitamin D-sufficient individuals. So how can older adults maintain healthy levels? While the body synthesizes vitamin D from sunlight, natural production decreases with age, limited sun exposure, and darker skin tones. That's why diet and supplementation become critical. Top food sources include fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, and sardines are rich in vitamin D and omega-3s, both support cognitive resilience. Egg yolks offer small but bioavailable amounts, especially when sourced from pasture-raised hens. Fortified foods. Look for de-enriched dairy, orange juice, and plant-based milks if you avoid animal products. The recommended daily intake for adults over 60 is 800 to 1,000 IU, but many experts suggest 1,200 to 2,000 IU daily for cognitive support, especially in winter or low sunlight regions. Vitamin D3, cholecalciferol, is the preferred supplement form for optimal bioavailability. Pair vitamin D with magnesium and vitamin K2 to improve absorption and ensure calcium is guided to the bones, not blood vessels or soft tissues. A morning walk followed by a salmon and greens lunch is an ideal brain protective combo. By correcting even mild vitamin D deficiency, older adults can dramatically improve cognitive stability, reduce dementia risk, and preserve sharper memory well into their 70s and beyond. Our final brain protective superstar is humble black pepper, prized for its sharp bite and its bioactive compound piperine. While black pepper is often overlooked as merely a seasoning, modern research recognizes piperine as a potent cognitive enhancer that boosts nutrient absorption, modulates neurotransmitters, and safeguards neurons from oxidative stress. Absorption amplifier. Piperine's most celebrated effect is its ability to increase the bioavailability of other neuroprotective nutrients, notably curcumin, vitamin B12, and resveratrol, by inhibiting enzymes that break them down in the gut and liver. Studies show that adding as little as 20 milligrams of piperine can raise curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%, ensuring more of these brain-friendly compounds reach the bloodstream and cross the blood-brain barrier. Direct neuroprotection. Beyond its synergistic role, piperine has intrinsic benefits. It stimulates the release of serotonin and dopamine, neurotransmitters central to mood regulation and motivation, two factors that indirectly support learning and memory retention. In rodent models, piperine supplementation improved spatial navigation and reduced memory deficits induced by oxidative stress. A 2022 double-blind study in Journal of Dietary Supplements followed adults aged 55 to 70 who consumed a piperine standardized black pepper extract, 5 mg piperine, daily for 90 days. Participants showed a 12% improvement in working memory accuracy and faster reaction times compared with placebo, without adverse effects. Everyday culinary uses. Morning boost. Add a pinch of freshly ground black pepper to scrambled eggs or avocado toast to enhance B vitamin absorption. Golden latte upgrade. Combine turmeric, ginger, and pepper in warm almond milk. Piperine multiplies curcumin's bioactivity for robust, anti-inflammatory support. Hearty soups and stews. Finish lentil or vegetable soups with freshly cracked pepper to intensify flavor and cognitive benefits. Dosing and safety. For noticeable bioenhancing effects, aim for 1/2 teaspoon of freshly ground pepper daily, is almost equal to 3 g, spread across meals. Piperine supplements, 5 to 10 milligrams, can be used, but consult your physician if you take medications metabolized by the liver, as piperine may alter drug levels. Storage tip. Buy whole peppercorns and grind just before use. Pre-ground pepper loses potency quickly. Store in a cool, dark place to preserve essential oils responsible for piperine's neurological effects. By incorporating black pepper into daily cooking, older adults not only gain its direct antioxidant and neurotransmitter boosting properties but also supercharge the absorption of the other 9 spices and vitamins we've covered, creating a comprehensive, flavorful defense system for lifelong recall. Most older adults believe memory loss arrives without warning. Yet neuroscience reveals a different truth. The brain typically sends early biochemical distress signals long before noticeable forgetfulness appears. Ignoring nutritional gaps, especially in the very spices and vitamins we've discussed, can accelerate these silent changes and push the brain past a critical tipping point. First, chronic micronutrient deficiencies fuel low-grade neuroinflammation. When the hippocampus lacks vitamin D, magnesium, and vitamin E, its antioxidant defenses weaken, leaving neurons vulnerable to oxidative damage. Simultaneously, insufficient B12 and SAGE like acetylcholinesterase inhibitors diminish acetylcholine stores, shrinking the synaptic language neurons used to encode new memories. Over months and years, these micro-injuries compound, setting the stage for mild cognitive impairment, MCI. Second, the absence of bioenhancers, such as piperine from black pepper, means that even health-conscious seniors who sprinkle turmeric on meals may absorb only a fraction of curcumin's benefits. Without piperine, curcumin is rapidly metabolized in the liver and expelled, leaving hippocampal inflammation unchecked. It's a classic case of doing the right thing the wrong way. Third, blood sugar volatility, exacerbated by skipping cinnamon, strains memory circuits. Every glucose spike batters delicate capillaries feeding the temporal lobe, while crashes starve neurons of fuel, triggering brain fog and fatigue. Over decades, this metabolic whiplash hardens arteries supplying the brain, limiting oxygen and nutrient delivery precisely when neurons need them most. Finally, inadequate sunshine or dietary vitamin D drives up parathyroid hormone, which in turn elevates intracellular calcium, overexciting NMDA receptors and accelerating neuron death. Studies now correlate long-term vitamin D deficiency with a 30% increase in dementia risk, even after controlling for education, exercise, and genetics. The warning is clear: waiting for memory lapses before acting is a dangerous gamble. By the time daily forgetfulness appears, structural brain changes may already be in motion. The reassuring news is that these processes are modifiable, if addressed early with the right nutrient strategy. Prioritizing turmeric plus black pepper, cinnamon for glycemic stability, adequate B12 and vitamin D, magnesium-rich greens, and aromatic herbs like rosemary and sage forms a multi-front defense against neurodegeneration. In the sections ahead, we'll translate this science into an actionable daily meal plan, showing exactly how to integrate all 10 brain protective spices and vitamins. No exotic ingredients, no guesswork, just practical cooking and timing tips that fit real senior lifestyles. Translating brain nutrition into daily habits doesn't require exotic superfoods or complicated meal prep. By strategically combining the 10 spices and vitamins discussed, older adults can build a flavorful, easy-to-follow routine that supports memory, mental clarity, and long-term recall. Below is a sample one-day brain protective meal plan, designed specifically for adults over 60. Breakfast: golden memory oats. Start your day with a warm bowl of steel-cut oatmeal, topped with 1/2 teaspoon turmeric plus pinch of black pepper, 1 tablespoon ground flaxseed, omega-3 boost, 1/4 teaspoon cinnamon, sliced banana and almonds for magnesium and vitamin E. Pair with a boiled egg, choline plus B12, and a glass of fortified almond milk, vitamin D. Mid-morning, herbal clarity tea. Steep sage and rosemary leaves, 1/2 teaspoon each dried, or 1 to 2 fresh leaves, in hot water for 5 to 7 minutes. This aromatic tea supports acetylcholine balance and improves alertness before lunch. Lunch: brain boost wrap. Use a whole grain wrap filled with grilled wild salmon, vitamin D plus B12, spinach leaves, magnesium plus vitamin E, slices of avocado, healthy fat plus additional E. Drizzle with sage-infused olive oil. Add a side of pumpkin seeds for an extra magnesium kick. Afternoon snack: yogurt with berries and cinnamon. Plain Greek yogurt topped with blueberries, a sprinkle of cinnamon, and crushed walnuts makes for a blood sugar stabilizing snack. Optional: add a scoop of unflavored magnesium glycinate powder, as directed by your physician. Dinner: rosemary lentil stew plus sautéed greens. Cook lentils with onions, garlic, rosemary, and turmeric. Top with freshly cracked black pepper for absorption. Serve with sautéed Swiss chard and olive oil and chopped eggs for vitamin B12. Evening: ginger turmeric golden milk. Before bed, warm unsweetened almond milk with 1/2 teaspoon fresh grated ginger, 1/2 teaspoon turmeric, pinch of black pepper. Optional: touch of honey. This calming drink supports sleep and overnight memory consolidation. Practical tips: always pair fat-soluble vitamins E and D with healthy fats. Buy whole spices and grind fresh when possible. Rotate herbs weekly to keep flavor and benefits exciting. Use checklists or pill boxes if supplementing vitamin D or B12. With these simple habits, your kitchen becomes your most powerful tool in maintaining sharp memory and preventing cognitive decline. As a geriatric specialist, I urge older adults to stop viewing memory loss as inevitable. The 10 spices and vitamins we've covered aren't fringe trends. They're backed by solid neuroscience and decades of nutritional evidence. When used consistently, they nourish neural pathways, protect against cognitive erosion, and support sharper recall even into your 70s and beyond. Don't wait for forgetfulness to take hold. Begin integrating these ingredients today, not as a quick fix, but as a sustainable brain care plan. Your daily meals can become powerful medicine. Small choices, repeated daily, lead to long-term cognitive strength and clarity. If you found today's video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Wellness 60 to 100 for weekly science-backed guidance on preserving memory and aging well. Drop a comment to let us know which spice or vitamin you already use, or plan to start adding to your meals. Your journey toward sharper recall starts now, one bite at a time. Turn on notifications so you never miss a brain-boosting tip crafted for adults over 60.